Have you ever murdered your own child? Wait, don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about a human child. I'm talking about your brainchild. Your million-dollar projects, your bold business ideas, the life-changing opportunities that keep you awake at night. I have. And the most painful part wasn't the failure itself. The most painful part is that I killed them in the womb. Not with laziness, not with incompetence, but with my own big mouth. There is a cruel law of the universe that no business school teaches you. It is this: the moment you speak your plan to the world is the moment you start losing control of it. I know what you are thinking. You think sharing is good. You think announcing your goals gives you accountability. That is the sweetest lie modern society has injected into your brain. The truth is, silence isn't just gold. Silence is a shield. Silence is a weapon. And in the world of money and power, silence is survival. Welcome to Just Ken. Today, I'm going to tell you about the highest price I ever paid for my own arrogance, and why, if you want to build a real empire, you must learn to become a ghost. Let's rewind 12 years. Back then, I felt like King Kong. I was young, I was arrogant, and I had just touched a deal that I believed would change my family's destiny forever. It was a commercial real estate development on the edge of the city. I spent 6 months grinding, backroom deals, negotiations, paving the way. That Friday, the lead partner called me. "Ken, it's done. The contract is drafted. Monday morning at 9 a.m., we sign." Just one phone call, and I thought I had won. Dopamine, that damn chemical, shot through my brain like fireworks on the 4th of July. I felt like I couldn't keep this secret for one more second. I called my 5 best friends, or at least I called them brothers. I booked a table at the most expensive steakhouse in the city. I ordered the oldest bottles of Cabernet Sauvignon. I ordered the most expensive Wagyu beef. I still remember the smell of that night. The smell of cigars, the smell of expensive cologne, and the smell of arrogance. I stood up. I tapped my glass. "Gentlemen," I said, my voice shaking with excitement, "mark this night, because after this Monday, I won't be the same Ken anymore. I am about to close a $3 million deal." I told them everything. I detailed the profit margins. I told them what color Porsche I was going to buy. I told them how I was taking my wife to the Maldives. I even generously promised, when the money hits, "Mike, I'll invest in your project, and John, I'll help you clear that debt." They clapped. They raised their glasses. They chanted my name. I bathed in that glory. I felt like King Solomon. But there was one thing I missed. Now, sitting here in the dark, rewinding that memory, I see it clearly. Their eyes. When I said the number 3 million, the air at the table dropped for a split second. Their smiles didn't reach their eyes. It was an industrial smile. And deep in their eyes, I saw a cold light. It was a mix of envy and irritation. They weren't happy I succeeded. They were asking themselves, why him? Why not me? What does he have that I don't? And worse, a dark energy was released right at that dinner table. The ancients called it the evil eye. I call it the curse of bragging. Monday morning, I wore my best suit. I tied my blue silk tie. I walked into the office 30 minutes early, whistling down the hallway. 8:45 a.m., the phone rang. It was the partner's lawyer. My heart beat fast, but it was the rhythm of excitement. "Hello, Bill. I'm ready. The pen is inked." The line was silent for 3 seconds. The 3 longest seconds of my life. Ken, I'm sorry. The landowner changed his mind this morning. They sold the plot to a conglomerate last night. The price was 10% higher. The deal is off. I couldn't hear anything anymore. I just remember stuttering. But I already celebrated. I already told everyone. You see, the pain of losing money is one thing, but a pain 1,000 times worse is humiliation. How could I call those friends back? How could I face my wife to whom I had promised the world? That evening, my phone buzzed. A text from John, the friend who clapped the loudest on Saturday. "How's it going, buddy? Washed the Porsche yet?" Huh. That text was like a dagger straight into my gut. I had turned myself into a clown, not because I failed, but because I crowed too soon. For a long time, I thought I was just unlucky. I thought someone sabotaged me behind my back, but no. Later, when I sought the wisdom of the Bible and Stoicism, I realized I was the saboteur. There are 3 laws I violated that night, and if you are building a career, you must burn these into your mind. Law number 1, the dopamine trap. Neuroscience has proven when you speak about your goals, your brain cannot distinguish between talking and doing. When I talked about the $3 million, my brain released dopamine, the pleasure hormone, exactly as if I already held the cash. It gave me premature satisfaction, and once the brain is satisfied, it turns off fight mode. It becomes lazy. It becomes complacent. I lost the sharpness needed to protect the deal in the final hour. Law number 2, the Hezekiah Effect. In the Bible, there is a story about King Hezekiah. When envoys from Babylon visited, out of pride, Hezekiah opened all his treasure houses. The gold, the silver, the armory, he hid nothing. Later, the prophet Isaiah came and said, "You have shown them everything. Therefore, the day will come when everything in your house will be carried off to Babylon. Nothing will be left." What is the lesson? When you flash your assets and your plans, you don't impress people. You trigger their greed and their envy. You paint a target on your back. My friends that night, maybe they weren't evil, but the human subconscious is wired for comparison. When I bragged, I accidentally activated their negative energy against me. And law number 3, the devaluation of words. In business, the man who talks the most is the man with the least value. Look at the real tycoons. Look at the godfathers. They speak very little. They listen. They observe. When you blabber about your plans, you are handing your power over to the listener. You are seeking validation. A lion never needs the sheep to agree that it is a lion. The act of seeking approval is the act of a weak man. So, how do we fix this? How do we rebuild from the ashes? I want to introduce you to a life strategy I use to this day. I call it the Ghost Protocol. From today on, I want you to make a commitment. Number 1, shut down the broadcasting station. When you have a new business idea, zip it. When you start investing in a piece of stock or a piece of land, zip it. Even when you are struggling or hitting a wall, zip it. Don't go on Facebook to whine. Don't seek pity. Swallow it all up. Use that silence to compress your energy. Turn it into pressure. Turn it into fuel to act insanely hard in the dark. Number 2, learn the solitary celebration. This is the highest level of a mature man. Next time, when you win a big contract, don't call anyone. Go home, pour yourself the finest drink you have, sit in your favorite chair, and enjoy that victory, alone. Smile at God, pat yourself on the back. Believe me, the feeling of winning without anyone knowing is more addictive than any applause. It is the feeling of absolute freedom. Number 3,
misdirection. Let them think you are just a boring middle-aged guy. Let them think you are stagnant. Let them underestimate you. Because when they aren't paying attention to you, they won't block your path. And that is when you run the fastest. Life is a chessboard, and on that board, the king moves one step at a time, very slowly, but extremely cautiously. Only the pawn rushes forward and gets eaten first. Do you want to be the king or the pawn? The choice lies in your mouth. Look around. The world is very noisy right now. Everyone is screaming for attention. Everyone is flexing on social media. Don't become part of that noise. Become the silence. Become the mystery they are dying to solve but cannot.